Hello launchers, it's Joshua, and in today's video I'm going to teach you how you can either transfer your store or add staff accounts to your store account. So you can allow employees, you can allow webmasters or third parties access to your Launchcart store so they can help you manage your online business. So to do this, just go to your settings and then go to your staff page, and it should look something like this. Now, first things first, this top section is your store owner information. Every Launchcart store only has one single store owner, but they can have many staff accounts. Now, if you would like to send the store to someone else, you can do so by transferring ownership of any one of your stores as long as you are the owner. Only owners can transfer store ownership. To do that, you would click on this transfer ownership. You would fill out this information with the Launchcart user or the email address that you want this to get transferred to. An email would be sent to them. They'd have to accept it. Once they do that, they would become the new owner and you would be removed as the owner. Okay, what this video is really about though is adding staff, because as you know, running an online business is much easier if you have people to help you. So to add a staff user to any Launchcart store, once you're on this page, you simply go to add staff. And you just input the email address and the first and last name of the staff user. So we'll call this one newuser3@gmail.com. You would input the email address of whoever you'd like here. Now, they do not need to be a current Launchcart user. If they are not a user, when you send out this invite, they will get an email. And in order to accept the invite, they will need to register for a free Launchcart account and accept your invite. And they can do that all at once within the email. Okay, and then you need to put their name. So we're going to go ahead and just call this new user 3. And then at the bottom, this is where you select which parts of your dashboard they get access to. Now remember, this is only for the particular store that you're in. So if you have 10 stores and you want to add a staff member to each one of your stores, you need to do it separately. But once you're on this section, you can select which areas of the dashboard they get access to. Now, this is very helpful for limiting people and not giving them certain data. For example, maybe you want to allow people to add products, create categories, coupons, manage inventory and reviews, but you do not want them to see your orders or your customers. Well, if you leave the rest of this stuff unchecked, they'll only get access to the stuff that you check here. Another thing that people like to do is give access to people just to analytics so they can view reports and pull up information about how your store is performing, but they can't edit or change anything about your store. You might also give access to somebody just so they can manage the appearance, change your themes, customize your checkout, add pages, or customize the menus, but maybe they can't do anything else. Now, there is one limitation that you should be aware of. If you're the store owner, only the store owner gets access to the store plan. The store plan is where you put your payment information on file with Launchcart. It's how you pay for your Launchcart premium plans. And this is basically access to your billing details. So only store owners have access to manage their billing details. But if you create a staff account, you can assign them to every other section of your Launchcart dashboard, and you can do that here. So for this example, I'm going to allow this user access to the products, orders, customers, and analytics, and let's go ahead and choose the settings as well. Now, the only thing left to do is to hit send invite. Okay, so once you've successfully sent an invite, here's what's happening. It's basically sending this user, actually it's this one right here, it just sent them an email, and it said that you have requested them to become a staff account on your store. And there's two options. They can either accept the invite by clicking on the button in that email, or they can decline the invite. Based on what they do, this status will change next time you come back to this page and refresh this page. You'll see if it's pending, you'll see if they've accepted it, and you'll also see if they've declined it. Now, another status can be expired, because what happens is these invites are only good for about 7 days. They do expire. If the user does not accept their invite or decline their invite within 7 days, you'll need to come in here and re-add them as a staff and send them a new invite. And that's just for security purposes. We don't allow those invitation links to last forever. Now, you do have some other insights into what's happening. If you scroll down the page, you will see logs. So these logs that we're showing right here, this tells you exactly what is going on in the system, and they are listed in chronological order. So if we go to the very bottom, we can see that I first, basically, this is the store owner. Store owner invited this user to the staff account. And then it said the invitation was delivered, so you can actually make sure that the email is delivered to the user. And then you'll see that if that user has either accepted it, if they've canceled, and you can also just see all the logs. So this always shows you what's happening in your system. This basically prevents anyone from adding a staff account without you knowing, because you can always come back to the logs and see exactly the trail of what happened. So nobody could log into your account, add a staff, add a staff user, and then delete any history of it, because this keeps the historic log right here. So you can always see what date and time, and who invited who. So for example, this user invited this user. This user canceled the invite to this user. So you have a complete historical account for everything that happens within your platform. Now, one thing you should know before we go is, let's say that the user, for some reason, isn't getting the email. The email's not being delivered, or maybe it's going into their spam, or they can't find it. Well, you can simply copy the invitation link right here. By clicking on this button, it will copy this to your clipboard, and you can send this to them manually. This is the private invitation link for this user to be able to get accepted into your system. So you give them this private URL, and as long as the URL hasn't expired, they'll be able to use that URL, go to Launchcart, accept the invite, and get access to your account. So these links are very helpful in case for some reason the automatic invitation email isn't getting to them. But I highly recommend that you create staff accounts. You add any of your webmasters, your friends, your employees who need to manage your store. I highly recommend that you do this through your staff account to help you manage your platform. It's very useful. My name is Joshua, and I'll see you on the next video.